we got a video of one of hashtag my guys. Not everyone can be my guy. All right. Like I like rocking with a lot of these recruits, but I need to attach myself to some of them on a personal level because their success means I'm happy. And one of those players is Qayden Samuels, who I have called and still believe is one of the best scorers in this class, right? He's a top 10 recruit, top 20, depending on which service you look at, but he is planning to visit Kentucky, UConn, Alabama, and Georgetown. Shout out to Georgetown, just always making sure they're in this one. Caden Samuels is a DMV kid, played for Team Takeover, and Georgetown has made their way onto this list to join Kentucky, UConn, and Alabama. Riley, I will throw it to you for your thoughts. Actually, I need your Caden Samuels thoughts 'cause I don't know if we've been on a video with him before, but I'd love to know what you see from his game, from one of my favorite players in this class.
Well, for starters, I see exactly why he is your guy. You're kind of built similarly, and I mean that. I mean that as like a compliment to you. People need to start. People need to stop hating on the big man. Am I right?
Please.
I see you being locked in at the gym. I know your gym tunes playlist is getting tons of usage these days, but y'all are built kind of similarly, and he just kind of like takes whatever shot he wants, but it doesn't always feel bad. Like he's really good at getting to those 1 to 2 dribble pull ups, can create space against defenders. The big question marks for him, I would say, are just the athleticism. And sometimes like I would like him to play a little bigger considering his size. I think he could be a better finisher at the rim. And that's where you see some of the lack of that vertical athleticism that led to him to shoot, I think, right at 40% over Peach Jam, which was when some of the critics came out. But even if you want to nitpick there with maybe him being a little inefficient or settling for some tough jumpers, you still have to give respect. 20 points at Peach Jam is 20 points at Peach Jam. Like he's a top 10 scorer on the circuit. And when he's on, like he's just a really fun player to watch. And you know, at least, even if he's not hitting, he's still going to get on the glass. Really good rebounder, really good at creating space, and just has good hands. And you see a good motor there to secure the board.
Yeah, I think he does a great, like he's not a crazy athlete, not crazy fast, nothing like that, but like he is 6'6", 6'7", burly. Like I think that's the word, burly. Like you know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah, that's a good way to put
he
it.
will put his body into you. And the thing is, like I've seen some team takeover. He didn't shoot the ball necessarily well at um at Peace Jam, but he's one of those players that one I think he can tighten up the shot selection just a little bit, right? But
Hmm.
when it's on for him, it's like you're not stopping him. It's not
Right.
because like you got because he when he's hitting the three ball, it's like he's able to hit the three ball. Also, like he puts 6'6", 200 something pounds into you, goes to the hoop and is making it, and then on the other end of the floor, he's rebounding the basketball. So like he's a player who I think is going to be a scorer right away at the college level, and also a really good rebounder as well. Maybe need to surround him with some defensive pieces. He played team takeover with guys like Jordan Smith on the team who were very much a point of attack defender and some other really good defenders on that basketball team. But I would say he's not a awful defender. It's just he chooses when to defend. I think like if
Mhm.
you lock him in, he can be serviceable to a certain extent. He won't be a coin, but not a coin, a cone. So Kentucky, UConn, Alabama, Georgetown being the schools on this list. One, I need your comments on that on those lists of schools, and two, do we actually have to pay attention to Georgetown? And I mean that like as a serious question. I actually think they are somewhat in play.
Yeah, I think they have good NIL, and you're seeing that they at least have some higher profile guys who are on the roster this year with KJ Lewis and Deshaun Harris Smith. Those were guys who were fringe 5-star kids or high 4 stars once upon a time. So I wouldn't completely rule them out. To me, when I look at this list with UConn, Bama, and Kentucky, though, I would say hopefully it ends up at one of those three. I think those would be more fun. Alabama has the big wing score prototype before with Brandon Miller, but that feels like a bit of a lazy comparison. For me, I'm wondering, can any of those like I think Caden looks pretty good when he actually will post up smaller defenders and he uses the strong lower body. Uh he's got a caboose on him, so to speak.
Facts.
And
That's crazy how fast I said facts, but like, yeah, kind of facts.
but
Facts.
he's got a really strong lower body, and that goes back to where I was getting at, where I would like to see him play bigger because you get him the ball, like he can he can dribble into a post up. He can dribble into the low block, dribble onto the block, and then take his defender to school if he so chooses to. And when I'm thinking of these coaches, whether it's Hurley, Pope, or Oates, I can't really think of any player who they've developed into being able to do like that bully ball
Mhm.
who's played on the wing, unless I'm forgetting anything about Brandon Miller's game. But I think Miller was more so just like give him the ball, get out of the way, let him create those tough jumpers that he was going to hit most times and get to the rim a little bit, even though I know he sort of faltered in that area as the season went on. But yeah, I'm trying to think if like we've seen any player of Samuel's stature and potential succeed in one of these coaches' systems that they can point to.
Yeah, none really that I can necessarily like just point to off the top of my head. Like you look at Alabama, I mean, even to the Brandon Miller point, they've been kind of like guard wing, like athleticism heavy. Like even look back to like
Right.
Hurt, like they really like to get a point guard that can operate, and then two athletic scoring wings that can get up and down. Like maybe one's more of a scorer, and then the other one's like a Herb Jones type or something like that. But that's not really Samuel's game necessarily. Like I don't even think of him as like a fast paced get up and down player. Um, Honestly, UConn's an interesting school because I would love him just with Hurley putting him in spots. Like Hurley,
Yeah, for
Kamani
sure.
Young, Luke Murray, like they would do some stuff to just put him in easy spots to score the basketball. But also, like if you're a UConn player, you got to check. And I don't know. I mean, maybe you're surrounded with some other guys that can check, but I think that he would look really good in the Hurley offensive system. And then as far as like Mark Pope, like maybe, you know, he's got like Otega Owe on the wing looking like an All-American candidate. Like that
Mhm.
maybe that's a sell that he's a high usage guy. But also like we've seen not one for one like here, but you know, Lamar Wilkerson had this mindset that he wanted to come and be like the guy. I don't want to be another guy. I don't think Kane Samuels is in that same mindset, but I will say this, like having a player like Otega Oweh be successful on the wing, obviously, I mean, even look back to like his BYU days, like Richie Saunders was a good player on the wing. Like he's had good
Mhm.
players on the wing position. So a good offensive team, I think, would resonate with him, and I think he would be one of Kentucky's better players right away too. And then Georgetown, I just feel like that the DMV ties do factor into that. I just don't know if it gets across the finish line more so than like I'll respect it, right?
Right. I'm with you. I think with Georgetown, like Cooley doesn't really have a player that he could point to that's like a bigger wing who he ran through other than Bryce Hopkins and he, transferred to play for another coach. I don't know if you want to lean onto that. At least if Pope sold him on the Saunders pitch, it was like Pope was the one leaving school.
Mhm.
Um, I actually could see like a Richie Saunders type trajectory for Samuels. I think Saunders is an elite shooter that Samuels has some work to do to get there. But the way that Saunders developed his off-ball game and how good he is as a cutter and like got much stronger on the basket, that is something I could see Pope developing some of Samuel's weaknesses. But yeah, I I think if you had asked me this after Peach Jam, I would have said, man, you're kind of on an island with Qayden Samuels as your guy. But the more and more I watch his tape, I can't get over like the dude makes scoring look effortless half the time, and he just had a bad 5 game stretch, or not even bad, just like an inefficient 5 game stretch. He still
Yeah.
scored 20 points a game, so I think he is probably being a little bit slept on as a whole when you're looking at this class right now. But I think he's got a really good list of coaches who I believe could maximize him.
Yeah, and he was really really good most of the EYBL season. He just kind of faltered when it came down to P-Shan, which is sad because Team Takeover was one of the best teams in EYBL all year. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see where he does go. Once again, Carter Cristobal Ball coming out 0 for 7 lifetime. The record is being kept here. I think he actually does. I think Mark Pope finds a way to get him. Mark Pope is gonna get one. Like he is very like Mark Pope is making himself available and known and shaking his little Lexington tushy for every top recruit in this class. And I think that Caden Sam, he's gonna get a couple of these guys. And I think Caden Samuels is one that it could be. I think it would resonate with him, and I think being in that offense would be good for him. And wearing the Kentucky across his chest would be good. But I am paying slight attention to Georgetown here because I think the team takeover thing is very, very real. I mean, Cooley can. I mean, he got Thomas Sorber as like a top 20 draft pick, right? And I don't think many people knew about Sorber that much coming in. I mean, we did at Sleepers Media, by the way. We did our little video on him. We pointed him out that he could be a player, but I'm pretty sure Cooley will lean on that. But it will see a little bit more once these visits start to take place. But I think once again, just gut feeling here. I feel like Kentucky has a really good shot at him, but we'll see what happens as it goes on, and we will have updates here on the channel when it does happen.